Welcome to Winging It with Walt, the podcast where Walt Florio brings you the ramblings from inside of his demented mind. I'm Walt Florio, and let's dig in. On the past couple episodes, we have taken a look at how the pitching in the Baltimore Orioles farm system has stacked up in the categories of ERA, WHIP, and strikeouts per 9 innings pitched against the farm systems of the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees. We saw that the Baltimore Orioles farm system had a huge advantage over the Red Sox and a moderate advantage over the Yankees, but not quite as big as the Red Sox. Today we will be looking at how the pitching in the Orioles farm system stacks up to that of the Toronto Blue Jays farm system. Let's first take a look at ERA. The number one pitcher in the Orioles farm system for ERA is K. Smith, who has an ERA of 1.04. The number one pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system for ERA is A. Manoah, who has an ERA of 0.50. Number two pitcher in the Orioles farm system for ERA is Jay Prezina, who has an ERA of 1.06. The number two pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system for ERA is Jay Miller, who has an ERA of 1.84. The number three pitcher in the Orioles farm system for ERA is G. Rodriguez, who has an ERA of 1.35. The number three pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system for ERA is L. Quinones, who has an ERA of 1.93. Number four pitcher in the Orioles farm system for ERA is I. Feliz, who has an ERA of 1.59. The number four pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system for ERA is N. Fraze, who has an ERA of 2.05. Number five pitcher in the Orioles farm system for ERA is K. Bradish, who has an ERA of 1.97. The number five pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system for ERA is S. Woods Richardson, who has an ERA of 2.25. The number six pitcher in the Orioles farm system for ERA is N. Denoyer, who has an ERA of 2.01. The number six pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system for ERA is K. Johnson, who has an ERA of 2.45. The number seven pitcher in the Orioles farm system for ERA is B. Knight, who has an ERA of 2.43. The number seven pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system for ERA is Al Estrada, who has an ERA of 3.31. Number 8 pitcher in the Orioles farm system for ERA is B. Young, who has an ERA of 2.59. The number 8 pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system for ERA is P. Schultz, who has an ERA of 3.60. The number 9 pitcher in the Orioles farm system for ERA is C. Gillespie, who has an ERA of 2.73. The number 9 pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system for ERA is A. Moline, who has an ERA of 3.72. Number 10 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in ERA is K. Bernovich, who has an ERA of 2.79. The number 10 pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system in ERA is E. Luciano, who has an ERA of 3.95. The number 11 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in ERA is R. Wilson, who has an ERA of 3.00. The number 11 pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system in ERA is R. Oshani, who has an ERA of 4.11. The number 12 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in ERA is C. Bishop, who has an ERA of 3.07. The number 12 pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system in ERA is N. Paulino, who has an ERA of 4.15. The number 13 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in ERA is D. Hall, who has an ERA of 3.13. The number 13 pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system in ERA is N. Algier, who has an ERA of 4.31. The number 14 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in ERA is O. Peralta, who has an ERA of 3.20. The number 14 pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system in ERA is T.J. Zuch, who has an ERA of 4.37. The number 15 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in ERA is D. LeBron, who has an ERA of 3.38. The number 15 pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system in ERA is Z. Logue, who has an ERA of 4.54. Let's move on and take a look at WHIP. The number one pitcher in the Orioles farm system in WHIP is G. Rodriguez, who has a WHIP of 0.78. The number one pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system in WHIP is A. Manoah, who has a WHIP of 0.56. The number two pitcher in the Orioles farm system in WHIP is B. Knight, who has a WHIP of 0.83. The number two pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system in WHIP is N. Fraze, who has a WHIP of 0.87. The number three pitcher in the Orioles farm system in WHIP is C. Gillespie, who has a WHIP of 0.87. The number three pitcher in the Blue Jays system in WHIP is L. Quinones, who has a WHIP of 1.00. Number four pitcher in the Orioles farm system in WHIP is K. Bernovich, who has a WHIP of 0.93. The number four pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system in WHIP is P. Schultz, who has a WHIP of 1.00. The number five pitcher in the Orioles farm system in WHIP is R. Wilson, who has a WHIP of 0.93. The number five pitcher in the Blue Jays system in WHIP is J. Miller, who has a WHIP of 1.02. The number 6 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in WHIP is Jay Prezina, who has a WHIP of 0.94. The number 6 pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system in WHIP is S. Roberts, who has a WHIP of 1.07. Number 7 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in WHIP is D. Hall, who has a WHIP of 1.01. The number 7 pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system in WHIP is Z. Logue, who has a WHIP of 1.12. Number 8 pitcher in the Orioles farm system is K. Smith, who has a WHIP of 1.08. The number 8 pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system in WHIP is S. Woods Richardson, who has a WHIP of 1.13. The number 9 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in WHIP is B. Young, who has a WHIP of 1.11. The number 9 pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system in WHIP is J. Waguspek, who has a WHIP of 1.33. The number 10 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in WHIP is O. Peralta, who has a WHIP of 1.12. The number 10 pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system in WHIP is N. Pearson, who has a WHIP of 1.34. The number 11 pitcher in the Orioles farm system for WHIP is C. Bishop, who has a WHIP of 1.13. Number 11 pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system in WHIP is E. Luciano, who has a WHIP of 1.39. Number 12 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in WHIP is D. Rom, who has a WHIP of 1.17. The number 12 pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system in WHIP is T.J. Zuch, who has a WHIP of 1.40. Number 13 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in WHIP is I. Felice, who has a WHIP of 1.19. The number 13 pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system in WHIP is L. Estrada, who has a WHIP of 1.47. The number 14 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in WHIP is Z. Peak, who has a WHIP of 1.21. The number 14 pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system in WHIP is C. Van Eek, who has a WHIP of 1.46. Number 15 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in WHIP is N. Denoyer, who has a WHIP of 1.23. The number 15 pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system in WHIP is N. Paulino, who has a WHIP of 1.52. Let's move on and take a look at strikeouts per 9 innings pitched. The number 1 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in K per 9 is D. Hall, who has 15.9 K per 9. The number 1 pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system in K per 9 is N. Pearson, who has 15.9 K per 9. The number 2 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in K per 9 is D. LeBron, who has 15.2 K per 9. The number 2 pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system in K per 9 is L. Quinones, who has 15.4 K per 9. The number 3 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in K per 9 is G. Rodriguez, who has 14.6 K per 9. The number 3 pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system in K per 9 is S. Roberts, who has 14.7 K per 9. Number 4 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in K per 9 is K. Bradish, who has 13.8 K per 9. The number 4 pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system in K per 9 is S. Woods Richardson, who has 13.5 K per 9. The number 5 pitcher in the Orioles system in K per 9 is K. Smith, who has 12.8 K per 9. The number 5 pitcher in the Blue Jays system in K per 9 is A. Manoah, who has 13.5 K per 9. The number 6 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in K per 9 is K. Bernovich, who has 12.7 K per 9. The number 6 pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system in K per 9 is R. Owashi, who has 12.9 K per 9. The number 7 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in K per 9 is O. Peralta, who has 12.4 K per 9. The number 7 pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system in K per 9 is Z. Logue, who has 12.9 K per 9. The number 8 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in K per 9 is Z. Peak, who has 12.2 K per 9. The number 8 pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system in K per 9 is L. Estrada, who has 12.7 K per 9. The number 9 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in K per 9 is G. McLarty, who has 12.0 K per 9. The number 9 pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system in K per 9 is A. Moline, who has 12.1 K per 9. The number 10 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in K per 9 is R. Wilson, who has 11.4 K per 9. The number 10 pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system in K per 9 is J. Waguspek, who has 12.0 K per 9. The number 11 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in K per 9 is C. Bishop, who has 11.4 K per 9. The number 11 pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system in K per 9 is P. Schultz, who has 11.7 K per 9. The number 12 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in K per 9 is B. Young, who has 11.1 K per 9. The number 12 pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system in K per 9 is T. Miller, who has 10.4 K per 9. The number 13 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in K per 9 is N. Denoyer, who has 11.1 K per 9. The number 13 pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system in K per 9 is N. Paulino, who has 10.1 K per 9. The number 14 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in K per 9 is Jay Prezina, who has 10.6 K per 9. The number 14 pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system in K per 9 is N.L. Geyer, who has 9.5 K per 9. The number 15 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in K per 9 is D. Rom, who has 10.5 K per 9. The number 15 pitcher in the Blue Jays farm system in K per 9 is C. Van Eek, who has 9.2 K per 9. Let's wrap up. The stats used this episode are stats that have been acquired through June 13th, 2021. Looking at pitchers that have an ERA of under 3.50, the Orioles have 15 pitchers in their farm system with an ERA of under 3.50 compared to the Blue Jays 7. The Orioles have 15 pitchers with a whip of under 1.25 in their farm system compared to the Blue Jays 8. And the Orioles have 15 pitchers in their farm system with 10 or more strikeouts per 9 innings pitched compared to the Blue Jays 13. Also, the Orioles actually have another 3 pitchers that are not listed in the top 15 here that have an ERA of under 3.50 and another 3 pitchers with a whip of under 1.33. The depth in the Orioles farm system in pitching is what makes them a top 2 or 3 farm system in all of baseball, in my opinion. I believe that the Orioles have quite a large advantage over the Blue Jays, and on the next episode, I will be taking a look at how the Orioles pitching in their farm system compares to that of the Tampa Bay Rays, who have some of the best pitching in their farm system. I would like to thank those of you who have listened to this episode. I'd like you to please like this video, comment on the video, subscribe to my page, and share the video on your social media outlets. Thank you for watching or listening, and I hope that you all have a great day. I will see you on the next episode.